Hi guys, welcome to this Facebook Live. Happy to be back again to get in some questions from you regarding the markets. It'd be great to give you as much perspective as possible over the next couple of minutes on how trade shaped up today. Again, don't go by the headline numbers, but even the headline numbers didn't look bad. We're above 10,600. It's been a rewarding first month of financial year FY19. So in every which way, I think April is pretty much laid ground for a good start for the rest of the year. We'll have to see how that pans out because crude, the rising prices there are a bit of a worry factor for India. However, there are some factions that believe that the overall impact, even if crude was to stay between $65 to $70 to a barrel, would largely be priced in for the current account deficit situation in India. But we'll have to wait and watch out for what happens there. As of now, the market was really focused on earnings. You had Yes Bank, great set of numbers, 10% up on the stock. Even in terms of asset quality, on every parameter they were able to deliver. Their divergence was also not that significant. So all in all, a good set of numbers, and which is what the market rewarded them for. We are going to be focused on how tomorrow the market takes to Axis Bank's earnings. The focus will also be on Reliance Industries, what they say and do this quarter, especially the performance of RelGeo. And then, of course, we'll be watching out for what other names such as UPL also do in this session. Remember, in today's day of trade, there was a fair amount of activity that we saw in real estate stocks. Indiabulls Real Estate came out with a great set of numbers, and I keep saying this every day, that you can't just paint the entire real estate sector with the same brush saying all of it is bad, because selectively, under the new regulator, things are picking up. Okay, let's start getting in some questions. Debjit has asked about Aurobindo Pharma. Well, I can't talk stock specific, but pharma again is a known story. We know what's happening in the generic pharma space, how pricing is turning out to be an issue. So, being an index pharma stock, yes, there is going to be a lot of interest in the likes of Lupin or Aurobindo Pharma, Cipla, Sun Pharma for that matter, Dr. Reddy's, etc. But I think one needs to take it case by case and see how individually these companies are managing their relations with the US FDA in the product lines that they're servicing. If you think it's things are looking up, then that perhaps could be a hint for you to build it or rather evaluate an investment case in these businesses. Okay, I want to very quickly also touch upon Amish Shiva is asking, will there be another 650-point rally in May? Difficult to say. That would take us into a completely new zone, blue sky territory for the markets, 11,000 and beyond. But suffice to say, if you heard Nilesh Shah on the channel earlier today, then you will get a sense that things are looking up for the markets, provided there's enough support that comes in from the earnings side. Earnings have not disappointed in a big way. I have to tell you that the few earnings that we've seen so far. I mean, TCS after its earnings became a $100 billion market cap company. So be mindful that on low expectations, earnings could surprise, and that sort of support will only help the markets go higher from here. So that's just some context to what can lead to a market rally from these levels. Politics and the election season can be a bit of a dampener, but right now it seems like things are looking up for the sector. And for the market as a whole. Okay, Abhishek Kedwal has asked, which sector can give best returns in May? Abhishek, May typically is seen as a month where getting into the holiday season, getting into the summer season globally as well, one often sees the markets being a bit lukewarm and sideways. Sell in May and go away is the common adage on the street. But it's difficult to point out a particular sector. But it's interesting how the travel and tourism space is gaining traction, how real estate is seeing some interesting performers see that they are finding a favor in the market. So these are perhaps two spaces that you can evaluate. Like I said, we spoke with Nilesh Shah of Envision Capital, a noted investor in the market, and he spoke about how he believes the travel and tourism space could be going into a bit of a re-rating. Perhaps the reason why we are seeing a lot of these hotel stocks rally of late. Ash Mehta writes in, Persistent Systems looks good. Again, can't talk stock specific, but can give you an indication. We had the management over and we spoke about the business prospects. You know how the market reacted to the earnings of Persistent Systems, but from the IT pack, the day TCS rallied and made it to the $100 billion mark in market cap, Persistent was also one of the players from the broader market that performed. So there was Hexaware, Sonata Software, Persistent Systems, all of them were rallying. Over the last couple of sessions. So they're in the right business, they're doing the right things, but now it really depends on how they can leverage on the growth going forward, and that's a call that you need to focus on while making an investment case here. Om Prakash is asking about the future growth of battery companies. If you could explain what the nature of the companies that you're seeking an answer for. You have Everready Industries, which we know what that business has done and how it's gone into a zone of its own. And then you of course have some of the other battery makers who have been performing. Now, the only variable there is what happens with lead prices. But other than that, if commodities continue to languish around here, because commodities, tend to move in a herd. So if it's base metals, all of them rally together. So as long as there is a sense of semblance in commodity prices, which is a key input cost for them, I think things should look okay. Largely, they haven't really come up on the radar, to be very honest. Some of the battery companies, they may be traction on a given day for a specific name, but you haven't seen much talk around battery companies in the market. What is interesting, of course, is the kind of demand there is. So again, a sector which is well serviced, a sector which has demand, and the demand supply dynamics are well balanced. So it is the right space to be in, where there is certainty of growth. But in specific, it will be difficult to ascertain why particularly there should be growing focus on the battery sector for now. Okay, insurance space, Sanjeev is asking, what about Bajaj Allianz? Insurance sector, Sanjeev, has been doing well. There's no taking away from that. Look at all the numbers. ICICI Prudential, big rally, big premium addition coming in there. ICICI Lombard came out with a good set of numbers. SBI Life is a set of earnings the markets will react to. It's really a space that has seen a good performance historically in the past, especially on some of the global markets. In India, we are still at a nascent stage in terms of seeing the inflection point come through for the insurance sector. So you ask any of the fund managers and market experts on the street, and they believe that the insurance sector is yet to be explored. And given that potential, given that India is an underinsured nation, that the growth potential is enormous. So within that, then you need to take your pick, whether you want to be in life insurance or general insurance, and where you see an upside, and what kind of portfolio do you want to build around the insurance space. Okay, I'm sorry about that, Ashwin, if my audio is not coming clearly. I'm trying to speak as loud as possible, but there's actually no background noise over here. I'll try and take one or two more questions before we wrap up. Okay, just talk about AB Capital with the long-term view. Siddharth is putting a question regarding that. Again, a conglomerate, a confluence of many businesses, but it's a conglomerate which is expected to do well, primarily on account of the fact that the sum of part of all the businesses that come under AB Capital have been performing well, whether it's the mutual fund business or the insurance business. So it's really an investment call that you need to make with your financial advisor or any expert on the street who you trust. AB Capital is a representative of the financial sector, and given that you want to believe that it's the right space, it's in the right space to look at an investment. But at what price point, I do not have back of the hand numbers on the valuations here, but suffice to say that being a conglomerate, it's a sum of parts valuation story, and that seems to be rewarding investors. However, like I said, the caveat over here is speak to your financial analyst or advisor and build the investment case if you are interested in this one. But with that, I've completely run out of time. Thanks very much for tuning in to this Facebook Live. We'll come back tomorrow and answer some of your questions. Once again, thanks very much for tuning in.